It's about to go down.
You are listening to
This is #1
WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com and hosted by
You are listening to the incredible
Nova Phoenix and LK Mason.
What's up, y'all? This is WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio. We are here. This is the third episode. What's up, Lau? What's going on?
What's up? LK Mason in his house.
Okay, we are here. So, we're just going to give you more love. So, hey, the last two episodes, I was talking about Lyfeblood at the end. Let's talk about Lyfeblood at the beginning. Listen, this GCOM Radio is a mouthpiece for Lyfeblood.com. It is a crowdfunding platform to help people find their passion, and through the dollar power philosophy, we encourage people to seek out their members, give them $1 per month to help them live their dream. We'll talk about that some more. But GCOM Radio is just that, being a mouthpiece, just to talk about music, politics, anything under the sun, but also to try to develop a community and to build out a community that we always wanted. Of course, with all these troubles that we're going on in this world, and we're going to do it right here on Lyfeblood.com, create a movement, and we'll have a separate show altogether just on that. So, but we're going to get to the topic, and the topic is movies. Do you watch it in theater or home, and what do you think about that? Yeah, so what do you think about that, La? Do you watch movies at home or in theater? What's your deal?
You know, I'm a self-proclaimed movie buff. I love movies, and you know, to enjoy going to the theater to watch them, I rather prefer staying at home in the safety of my own confines, as opposed to going to the theater. People are just crazy these days. You don't know if you're going to get shot. You don't know if there's going to be a bomb. You just don't know. And
I mean, that wasn't always the case back in the day. You had to go.
Right. That wasn't the case back in the day.
I mean, for you, I mean, the technology is here today where you can stay at home, but that's what you did even back in the day, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. You just rather stay at home and watch.
No, back in the day, I loved going to the movies. You know, that was the thing to do. You go with your significant other or your family, your girlfriends. You have your good time, dinner in the movie. I loved it. But now that's just not, like, I'm not excited about it when someone says, you know, Tosh, you want to go to the movies? No, not really. I'd rather watch it at home.
Yeah, I feel you.
And not even just, you know, the different unforeseen violences or hurt, harm, or danger that can come to you, but also, you know, people are just different than what they were back in the day. People are just ignorant. And, you know, you can't even hear the movie sometimes. People are talking, they're on their phone, and I would rather be at home. I would.
Well, they got these newfangled theaters now because more people are staying at home. Because, I mean, first of all, why even go to the theater? You could buy a 55-inch television for like, what, $400, $300? I mean, it's so cheap to get a large flat panel television. And then you got your own surround sound system. And, you know, now you have Fandango. Like, I have Roku. So I could pretty much download any movie I want. And then people also have Amazon Fire Stick. And that's even next level. Like, people will break their Fire Stick and then their Amazon Fire Stick, and they can download any movie they want. So now the technology is so where you literally don't have to go to a movie theater. You can stay at home and watch it from the comfort of your home.
Yeah, but is that illegal, the Fire Stick watching?
Technically it is. But how are you going to stop it?
Technically it
How are you gonna
is?
stop the technology? Yeah.
Bootlegging?
Not Amazon Fire Stick itself, but breaking, I think they call it jailbreaking or something like that, where you break the Fire Stick and then you can pretty much download any movie from multiple sources, kind of like Napster.
You definitely can. I don't encourage anyone to ever bootleg a movie, though, because I want to support our artists, our actors and directors, and, you know, I want to support them.
Right. I saw Black Panther 2 times or 3 times, something like that. I bought the movie when it came out of Fandango. I will go to the movies if I know 100% that it's going to be good.
Absolutely.
If I'm not so sure if that movie's going to be good, I'm not going to go.
Right.
You gotta,
Yeah, I'll wait
As
until
you
it comes
said,
out
yeah.
on, Stars or HBO or Showtime or whatever, if I don't feel like it's, something that's worth my money. But even when, like I said, I don't really go to the theater anymore to watch movies, I will support someone that I love or that I believe in their work. So, for instance, what was the latest movie Black Panther, like I didn't go to the theater to see that, but I did purchase tickets online,
I mean, they have these newfangled theaters now. They got the theaters where you could sit on the couch, recline, order food, dinner, not like popcorn and Coke. Like, theaters got it now where they set up where you could order plate
I know.
and eat,
Yeah,
and
I'd still rather be at home.
Of course, that's to pull people in.
Right. It is. I'm saying, that's appealing, but, the state of our world today, mainly induced by the presidency that we have, I much rather not be at the theater. So, I mean, that's just my answer to your question. Would I rather be at the theater or be at home? I want to be at home.
But it wasn't initially because of that crazy. It wasn't initially. It didn't start out like that because, these crazy folks that, that we have to be aware of, right? It started out just saying, I mean, for you, I'm saying, it started out just being home. Like, forget it. I'm not going out. I can just stay home and watching, something on.
No, it was
on
definitely
Blockbuster.
because of the craziness where I started saying that, I don't need to go to the theater to, watch a movie and take all these risks, like, and it's not even about just going to the movies. I am one of the diehard LeBron James fans, so whenever LeBron James is at the Cleveland Cavaliers, Latasha K. Mason is there.
A1
yeah,
fan.
LK Mason up in the
Not
place,
no more,
but
though.
no,
He's
in LA now. He's in LA now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still a LeBron James fan, and so I will be watching the Lakers play. But yes,
Right.
I did enjoy going to the Q and watching the games, and then I did stop doing that as well because the world is just too crazy. You don't know if somebody's going to blow. And that is not to place fear into anybody. It's not like I'm a fearful person and like I don't go anywhere because of that reason. But my preference is not to be there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I understand where you're coming from. I just don't like, but besides the violence thing and the unexpected, I don't want to deal with, screaming kids. I don't want to deal with sticky floors.
Right.
I don't want to deal with people hitting my chair. There's a number of reasons. I could just sit out in the comfort of my own home, throw on my surround sound, and purchase the movie or rent it right from my television.
Right. And then you don't have to
Why
worry
even bother with
about,
the movies?
all of the high cost of the candy. How much is it to buy some candy?
What? Let me tell you something. I went with my friends. Yo, that's crazy. I went with my friends to freaking the movies, and it cost, I think it cost for me alone like $30, $35 for food. And I'm like, the hell? And then on top of that, they want to give you like, okay, can I get a medium Coke? Because I don't want to. Yo, the medium Cokes, it's like you could literally jump off a springboard and do a perfect 10 Greg Louganis in the damn Coke. I'm like, yo, this is way too much soda. I don't need this shit. I don't need this much Coke. Just give me something small. And the popcorn be like, yo, you can't expect one person to eat all this popcorn. Yo, B, you can hide a big ass purse in that popcorn bag. Like, really? Yo, I'm telling you, you can get little. What's his name? What's that fool name? Lil Uzi to hide in that fucking popcorn bag. A Lil Duval, one of them little motherfuckers, jumping at and hide. Like, yo, it's ridiculous how much they trying to sell this popcorn or the size that they giving people.
That's where the advantage of being a woman comes into play because we got our big old purses. We can just put our little snacks into our purse and go right on up in that theater, open us up a bag of chips or candy or whatever. You don't have to pay that price.
And rock and rock
Yes.
just like that. Here, I ain't got nothing but my wallet. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna put my Subway sandwich in
I
my
don't
back
care how
pocket.
ghetto
That
you
shit
think
don't
it
go.
is. When I go to the movies,
No, don't get
I'm putting me my own candy and yes,
chips,
yes,
sandwich, chip, candy, all that. Sneak up a drink up in there.
Yes,
and a cooler. Not a
got me
my
something
bad.
to drink too. Yes,
I'm talking like you know what I mean? Like in a canister, in one of those
yes.
thermos canisters. Yo, for real. Because the way they got food nowadays, it's like a full-fledged meal at a restaurant the way they got it. So that's another reason why I like going to movies. So that's I ain't trying to hear that. All right, so what's the song for
the song that we're
kicking off right now?
The song that we're kicking off right now is JReal from PG County, Maryland. Keep Flowing.
What? PG?
The box is lit. The box is lit. The box is lit.
Ha, we all lit. Shout out Boss Man Scoop.
The box
Match
is
box.
lit, nigga. Lit, nigga.
Let's get it.
Here I come again, here I come again. About to make the track jump again. I say I feel it in my system when I feel the bass bump again. Make me want to kick it with the kick of the drum again. Me and my beat and my vibe, threesome again. It's a problem when they all make you love again. Gut check, hold your stomach in. This real sick, make it up, chuck a punch, and then I spit right on the garbage artist. This ain't music for the common targets. Urban intellect from the home of logic. But like J. Cole, I'm a prominent prophet. I gotta stop it, can't stop it. Keep going, I keep going. As long as the beat going. Y'all in denial, cause like a river, I keep flowing. I'm hot in the pool, weight, South Beach towing. And I be on it, no big boy, I'm an outcast. Get me on the track and ice fast. Y'all getting currency, spitting about cash. How y'all got it coming quick, in and out fast. Perpetration, this a real infiltration. Up in this bitch from the attic to the basement. Party over here, cause I'm giving them what they want. This one for the black nation. Look, I got love for my people. Know the struggle for the pain, my sister, I see you. To the brothers, I love you. When y'all bleed, I bleed too. They treat us different, they know we ain't equal, but peak. We the original kings and queens. Guarding on their melanin people is what they see. They fear our greatness and power, they kill for their peace. Showing us the power, but no one us to have a peace. Nah, they rather see us impoverished. Mom worked so hard just to keep me from starving. Bad enough, black boy synonymous target. Did everything she could to give me the opportunity to make it. Excellence was expected. College was my destination. Jail ain't a question. Now I spend knowledge and senses. Once you hear you indebted, while your rappers just whacking, forever coming in second. But me, I'ma ride the side creek to the mainstream, till I'm a shark in the ocean and on the main screen. And when I get on the track, I do my dang thing. Solid rock bars, no hove and dang thing. Maybe one day, maybe one day, but till then I'll keep flowing, keep flowing. While y'all rock to the beat, keep it going, huh? We going keep it going, You can't stop me from flowing, Cause I'ma keep flowing. While y'all rock to the beat, keep it going. Look, see your boy, he all kind of vicious. I don't sell out, you can miss me with your propositions. Until I'm selling out arenas, headline the position. Stand alone, flow ridiculous, I'ma do me without your permission. Let him talk, I'ma do me until it's over. Hove got the rock, I'm pushing to build me a boulder. Rapping Atlas, putting the game on my shoulder. Don't give a damn what they for, I do it for the culture. I don't know, it's just something in my neuron. Every time I get a beat, I gotta put my words on. Syntax flex, get my now adjective verb on. This is my world, you nuts, get your squirrel on. And scurry, hurry, cause the fury leave your lifeless. That to the poses bring back the lyrically righteous. I know it's hard to digest, a new diet. Soulful music, green yams, come and try this. This Olympus, where is my Triton? I am iconic. People parables booming inside my sonic sonnets. Every day in the plan, only thing I don't plan it. Live for tomorrow, seize today, man, that's oxymoronic. Be up with the stars, man, I'm so cosmic. Down to earth with my flow, but I'm not from this planet. You can't swallow what I spit up, no vomit. Can't lease cause they proof me for bondage. Paying homage to the great vocal carnage for who ain't. Claiming my seat at the table, nobody eating my plate. Everybody with me got their own man. Lord made me to be my own man. Mom's raised me to be a grown man. So now I'm standing right here alone, man. Original, no clone, man. Clutching the title on my own, man. Maybe one day I'll be on the throne, man. But till then I'll keep flowing, keep flowing. While I rock to the beat, keep it going, We gon' keep it going, I'ma keep flowing, I'ma keep flowing. While y'all rock to the beat, keep it going.
That's real. That's real. I'ma keep flowing. I'ma keep flowing. Y'all can't stop me. Y'all can't stop me. I'ma keep flowing. Keep flowing. While y'all rock to the beat.
Sounding off around the world. You are listening to GCOM Radio.
All right, we just heard JReal from PG County, Maryland. Keep flowing, JReal. That's what I'm talking about. And we're going to talk about a little subject matter that is touchy to a lot of people. As far as religion, what is it still valid? Is it still something that we should be kind of doing as human beings? Latasha, I'll let you take this one because you are a very religious person. What do you think of that question?
Well, you know, I always hate, and I think we had this discussion before, when someone says that I'm religious, because I'm not religious. I'm very spiritual. You know, I think there's a difference. But I do believe in God.
Your father's a pastor.
And I don't think that my father's a pastor. That doesn't make me religious. I just see religious as something different, you know. But being the spiritual person that I am, and, you know, being that this is a topic regarding religion, what I would have to say about that is that's bogus. That's a bogus topic. Like, how could you ever feel that religion is going to go out of state or become a thing of the past? How is that possible? I don't foresee that happening, not in my life. So I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I don't understand how religion could ever be a thing of the past.
Okay. Well, I'm saying, I mean, I think, I won't say this for myself, but there are a lot of people, because of our technology and our science and people, we're becoming more knowledgeable of things in our world around us.
Get into it.
A lot of people feel that, okay, why do we need God? All right, because it's not some man in a beard in, well, you know, it's from a lot of atheists say this to me. They'll say, well, you know what, there are atoms, there are molecules, and then there's physics and there's gravity, and we can all understand that now. So God is just something that's made up, and we don't really need that, you know. And that's one of the reasons why people are atheists. Another reason is, okay, you know, what is the Bible? The Bible is something that has been remade hundreds of times and fitted man's flawed needs for centuries, and it's something that we shouldn't even have to refer to anymore, right? You know, why do that? So I mean, and that's just a real basic
but for me,
atheists that I spoke to about that.
Yeah, for me, atheist is the key word there. Why would anyone who is a believer allow someone who never believed or doesn't believe to place that in their mind that there isn't a need for religion, that there isn't a need for God? You know, a lot of people questioning it. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, for that very reason, they say, "I can't see God. I can't touch God." I mean, who's this? Why is this person going to come up to me and say I should believe in Jesus Christ or God? Who are you? I mean, it's not like you was ordained and you came down and laying hands on me to say this is the religion I should follow. A lot of people say reject it. A lot of people say, no, you're not going to tell me. And we can say it the opposite direction. Who are you to say that this did not occur? You weren't there. You weren't living during that time when people did actually have these experiences that were documented in the Bible. And like, you know, I said before in our conversation, and I know that our listeners aren't privy to it, the Bible and God continues going past what the Bible has been documented on. Just because people aren't necessarily documenting the certain miracles or the certain callings or the visions that God is giving them and putting it all in one book, doesn't mean that God is dead or that religion is dead or that the Bible is dead. You equate what happened years ago and say, well, that was back then. That's not what's going on now. God is still alive and well now in our lives. We're just not documenting it like they documented it in the Bible.
So, but all right, but people will say, well, I can't see God. If God was such a merciful God, how come all these people are dying by the millions, by hundreds of thousands? That's not what God is to me.
You were taught that God was love, but did you read the Bible? Because if you read the Bible, you would know that people died then too. You would know that some of the people but
then people say
blessed
again,
the most had the most strife, had the most struggles, had the most obstacles to overcome.
Right, but then again, I don't know all these things happened back in the day.
You don't know that they happened because you didn't
talking about disciples,
see it yourself, if that's what you're saying. Yeah, that's what some people are saying. And, to that I would have to say, what your journey is with God has nothing to do with me. Believe what you're going to believe. That's on you. But don't come bringing your non-belief and try to place it on me and say, there is no God, so therefore we should no longer have him. No. Just because you don't believe because you didn't see it with your own eyes and didn't hear with your own ears has nothing to do with me. But you don't know what someone else's walking life has been. You don't know what someone else has witnessed. You don't know what someone else has heard. You don't know what someone else has been blessed with. And so just because you're a non-believer and you don't have that relationship with God and you have not had that experience that lets you know, yes, he is real and he is there, you can't force that on someone else.
I agree. You're no different from, although having that thought process and pushing it on somebody is no different from the missionaries that went out trying to convert people, either by force or by influence. This is my take. I think there is a God. I'm a spiritual person. I don't follow any one organized religion. I believe that, again, it always comes down to my personal experience as a person of African descent. I think that our experience is a little different, and we were taught Christianity when we came over here on the slave ships. All right. So the question was, what were we studying? What spiritual system were we doing before we came on the slave ships? You know what I mean? And that's a good question. But then you go into a whole nother understanding when you understand early Christianity. It's arguable that the first Christians were people of African descent. When you speak of Jesus, or when you speak of Moses and Joseph and Mary, and these names, I don't know if these names existed, but when they sought out refuge, in certain places, hiding from someone, as so some of the stories go, you can't be white and be in Africa. It doesn't make sense. The story doesn't jive. So what were the early Christians African? That's debatable. All right. But I do understand the slave trade, and I do understand what these folks that were, from, Europeans, whether they were Dutch or English or what have you. I can't French, and they forced this religion on African people. So that's something as from a historical point of view that I have issues with. Now, this is my thing. That's one argument. The other argument is, well, some people would say, well, we have science, and if we have science and we understand, molecules and physics and gravity and all these things, and we've kind of figured out why things are the way they are, then why do we need God? And I do not believe in that. I believe you can have God, you can have a spiritual system and understand the metaphysical aspects of life right along with the physical aspects of life. I think there's a duality, and we can't just chuck out one thing because we figured out the other. I think there's got to be a balanced relationship, just like how we understand the yin and the yang. We can appreciate and value and understand the spiritual aspect of human beings right along with understanding the physical aspects of human beings. And you can't have one without the other. And I think what's happening, especially in this age, is that we're using science to replace one thing. And I think we totally missed the mark on what it is to be a human being, because I think human beings are not just one thing, but we are many things that when we all mash it up together, it makes us what we know of ourselves to be now, and the potential of what human beings can be. But there, atheists just they just believe in what they believe and say, well, I can't see
Yeah,
it,
they
so
say they can't see
I'm
it,
not
but
gonna go
yet
with
they
it.
believe in science, and they can't tell you that they've seen that either. So, science tells them. I had this discussion with someone, and he was trying to tell me about the evolution of man and when the first man was created and how it came about. And then I said, prove it to me. Did you see it? Because you're telling me you've never seen God. You don't know these things occurred in the Bible, but you're telling me about what science documents. And by, digging up some fossils, they come to this conclusion that this and that and the third happened. But were they there? How did they come to this conclusion? Just because you've looked at some fossils? Were you there? But you believe that, but you can't believe what was in the Bible.
Oh, because they're saying
so they weren't living during that time that this actual fossil that they claimed that they found is supposed to be from a certain era, right? Were they living during that era?
Right.
How can you? If you weren't living
you
then,
pretty much understand
if you
that,
weren't living there,
based on
then during that
these
time,
disciplines,
how can you tell me about what occurred during that time?
Well, okay. We'll put it like this. This is the thing: finding bones buried deep in the ground. It's nowhere connected to a spiritual system or historical locations. It's just that you found bones in the ground, and there were people that were here many hundreds of thousands of years ago. All right, that's all that proves. So I think he's kind of mixing up the two, and we have to differentiate on bones that are found in the ground and early stages of human beings, as opposed to how human beings began to develop a spiritual system, and through that creating an organized religion on what they believe to be the higher power. I think those are two separate. That's oranges and apples. Now, if you want to just go into early religion, then you have to go into historical records, what was written at the time, and written language on what records were written down on paper.
Is the Bible not a historical record though?
It is a historical record, but a lot of people would say that the for those that are seeking out this knowledge, you're saying, the Bible's rewritten so many times. It's been rewritten in different languages. There are things that have been lost in translation. Man has their flaws, and the Bible was used to oppress other people. And
but the men who conducted the science testing and those documentation, they don't have flaws.
Well, again, science is brought up on. Science is also it's trial and error. It's figuring out the truth with what lies in front of us. Like saying, for instance, okay, we know how does a flower grow? It needs water, it needs sunlight, it needs nutrients in the soil. That is something that's non-debatable. We know this. All right. So if you don't give it any one of these three things, if you removed any one of these three things, flowers and plants die. So we understand this. So that you could use as an example of how human beings use science to figure out the world around us. So regardless if you believe it or not, fact is fact is fact. Okay, water is wet, the sky is blue. You cannot argue it. So when it comes to religion or theology, it can be translated, or it can be misinterpreted, and it can be taken out of context. And you have to think about, some of these stories are not literal records of certain periods in time and locations and people. And I've seen plenty of documentaries where they talk about, is the Bible real? And they say, well, this place, and there's certain places, there are historical facts in the Bible as far as locations are concerned. There's no doubt about that. You say, okay, Jerusalem and all these different places, whatever. But word for word, have these stories occurred from the Old Testament to the New? Literally? Probably
that's
not.
Dangerous
There's
to
probably
say.
some things that were kind of...
I think that's irresponsible to say.
Well, why would you say it's irresponsible to say? I don't think every single thing happens as it did in the Bible. Like, for instance, Adam and Eve. That's a perfect example. Adam and
You
Eve.
can't say what
can't
someone
say Adam
can't
and
say.
Eve. I had
Though.
this
You can't.
conversation with someone.
You may not
yesterday.
believe it. You can say you don't
what I'm
believe that
saying
to be
is-
true, but you can't say it did not happen or that we can't say that it happened. You can't say that.
But are you going to say Adam and Eve populated the planet?
Am I going to say who what?
Are you going to say Adam and Eve populated the planet based on what the Bible says?
That they populated the planet?
Right. Because they're saying Adam and Eve was the first man. And somebody said, yes, Adam and Eve populated, one man and one woman populated the planet.
I'm saying God did.
All right. But that's an easy way of saying it. Like, God did. Anybody can say that.
Yeah, and anybody can
moved
say that
planets,
God did it.
God created the universe.
Prove
Right,
that he
but what I'm
did it. When you
saying
can
is
prove
there
that
are
he
people
didn't,
that-
then you can talk to me about proving that he did.
Well, I'm not. But what I'm saying is, as far as the Adam and Eve story, what I'm saying is, it's impossible for one man and one woman to populate the entire planet of 8 billion people. It's just, or 7 billion, whatever, 7 billion. It's impossible. And there are people.
So who
that
are the people who
literally
said that? Is
believe
that stated
Like,
in the
yes.
Bible? You read that in the Bible?
Well, as far as
Yeah,
the Adam
that
and
they
Eve
populated
story,
everybody who was created.
well, that's the story.
They were
right?
the
That's
first
the
man
Adam
and
Eve
woman,
story.
yes.
But we know. Right, first man and woman, but there are those that literally believe, like, okay, first man and woman had their sons and the whatever, and then that's how man came to be. If the Bible said this is just a figuratively speaking, we're not literally saying one man and one woman. No, we're just saying symbolically, this is a story from a Bible point of view.
So you think God just started with Adam and Eve and he couldn't have created another man and woman? You're saying that he created them and said, okay, you're going to create all of human beings for the rest of time.
No, what I'm saying is, what I'm talking about is questioning the validity of certain stories in the Bible and what you would take as a literal translation and what do you take as something that could be symbolic expressions of certain events in time. That's what I'm saying. And there are people that are religious that will say, no, there was Adam and Eve and that's it, and that's how this world came
I
to
wouldn't.
be,
I just think it.
rooted. And then there are those that say, no, this is just, this is symbolic. We're just trying to tell a story of the beginning of human life.
So no, I would say that if a believer would not be that irresponsible to say that there are mistruths in the Bible. I would say that maybe, or definitely there are different interpretations of what, it's meant by what is documented in the Bible, but to just flat out say that, nah, someone just wrote that and that's not true. Yeah, no, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, what I'm saying is, it goes to what I was saying. The locations may be real. Certain figures of that time may be real.
So
who's to say Moses existed? I'm just saying, for argument's sake, who's to say Moses existed? Who's to say
who's to
Jesus
say a million
existed?
and one other
Jesus,
Moseses and
there
a
are a lot of
million and
different
one
prophets.
other individuals? Like, I was saying before, I don't know if it was with you or someone else, the Bible did not begin and end with just one section of the world. God is so much bigger than what we allow him to be, and that's why you have the different religions. That's why you have the different accounts of, experiences with God, because it did not stop and begin with just these stories, these windows of time that people captured. I don't believe that every single thing that occurred was captured in the Bible. That is not true. Because if that were true, everything that we are living now would be in the Bible now, right? And we wouldn't have to write it. It would just be in there, right? These are accounts as told by man,
So
God didn't write it.
Right. Men right?
wrote it based
Men are fallible.
on
Correct.
the authority of being told, following, and being obedient to God.
So do you think these stories are exactly how they
I think
told at the
as
time
they
occurred,
wrote it,
and
it is accurate. I think as we interpret it, it could present some inaccuracies because people interpret things differently.
okay. So you can admit that there could be inaccuracies along the way.
No, I'm saying our interpretation can be inaccurate. I'm not saying the Bible is inaccurate at all.
Well, nothing is. There's no There's one thing. There's no absolutes. There is nothing that's 100% anything. So there could be some misinterpretation. There could be some things that are taken out of context or things put in there for other nefarious reasons. We don't know, because the book is thousands of years old and it's went through a lot of different hands. So, we don't know. What we're going on is faith. And that's what one of the things that
whoever doesn't choose to believe, doesn't know, y'all can say that. Whoever it is, you can say that. But I'm never going to say that. That is not my thought. That is not my opinion. God, don't strike me down. I didn't say that.
Okay, so based on that, we're going to move on to our next song. That was, no doubt. I got you. We're going to move. What's our next song, man?
We are now going into Kato Stackz from Memphis, Tennessee. Set It Off.
Okay, Kato, what do you got for us? Let's listen up.
I'm in love with your body. I can't leave you alone. I don't see nothing wrong with a little sex. I'm in love with you, darling. I'll be waiting for you. So let's begin in the room.
You know I'm about to set it off.
Set it off.
Ooh, a G-Com exclusive.
Set it off. Set it off. Set it off. Set it off. Always on my mind. And I just hope you're leaving with me tonight. Baby, I just wanna show you the definition of a real nigga. These pussy niggas don't love you. Get you a nigga that can deal with you. I know I'm in love with your body. I can't leave you alone. I don't see nothing wrong with a little sex. I'm in love with you, darling. I'll be waiting for you. So let's begin in this room.
You know I'm about to set it off.
Set it off.
Girl, you know I'm gonna love you right.
Set it off.
And baby, we gon' set it out tonight.
Set it off.
Girl, you know I'm gonna love you right.
Set it off. Set it off. Set it off. Girl, you know that body on fleek. So stop playing games and put that body on me. You can be my cowgirl, ride it like a pony. And when I hit it, I know that it pussy on me. She fucking with them lame niggas, but she really want me. I hit her with the stroke, now she singing like karaoke. She hit them high notes, I make her sing like Whitney. She got a face like a Hollywood.
Put a booty like Nicky.
I'm in love with your body. I can't leave you alone. I don't see nothing wrong with a little sex. I'm in love with you, darling. I'll be waiting for you. So let's begin in this room.
You know I'm about to set it off.
Set it off.
Girl, you know I'm gonna love you right.
Set it off.
And baby, we gon' set it out tonight.
Set it off.
Girl, you know I'm gonna love you right.
Set it off. Set it off. Set it off.
Girl, you know I'm gonna love you right.
Set it off.
And baby, we gon' set it out tonight.
Set it off.
Girl, you know I'm gonna love you right.
Set it off. Set it off. Set it off.
So we are here. We're back from playing Kato Stackz. Kato Stackz from
Yes,
Memphis, Tennessee.
yes.
Yeah, set it off. Okay, Kato, that's the thing, man. So what's our third topic? Third topic is the death of retail. We just had another death in the major retail line. That was Toys R Us. Play those taps. So
My condolences.
So the question is the future of retail. What's going to happen? Do you do any store shopping yourself?
Not at all.
Not at all. Why
It's
is this?
it's been years. Internet is so convenient. You don't have to leave your home. Most of the stores, the department stores even, have it to where if you purchase at least $25 or $35 worth of products, you don't even have to pay for shipping. It's so convenient. If you need to return something, free returns, you can take it to your local store. I love it.
Now, I can understand toys, toys are toys. Electronics, that's not a big deal, right? But for clothes, though, I mean, every clothing store cuts their clothes differently. A large is never the same from one store to the next. How do you deal with that then?
I mean, like I said, they have free returns. And you just kind of, when you're someone like me who loves to shop online, and I get my little promo codes and all of that, get the best deals. Yes, you just know, you start learning, okay, so this store, their clothes run a little bigger, so you're going to want to get, a smaller size. This store, the clothes run a little small. You kind of know that. And then some stores, I know, never order their shoes because they're never the right size when you order. You're going to have to go to the store if you want, to order from them. It's just something to trial and error that you learn, and you're able to do that without any consequence to you because, again, free returns to your local store.
Right. Well, I mean, I still go shopping. I still hoof it. I guess I'm old school, like the horse and buggy.
Man, you're missing out on some deals. RetailMeNot.com. What is the one?
I'm just afraid of getting like pants or a shirt that's the wrong size and I gotta take it back. I'm like, damn, man. If I just took the time I'd go to the store and just go in the fitting room, then I'll come home with something.
You still go in the fitting room? People still do that?
Wait a second. You must get clothes that don't fit and you got to go through the trouble of sending back. Ain't that a pain in the ass? I'm just saying.
Like I said, it's trial and error in the beginning. But now, like I said, I know because I've shopped online so long what to get for my size. And then they even have the measurements on there. So, they'll say if you wear this size or if your hips is this, measurement or, you kind of...
Oh, word? They got measurements?
Yes. Okay. Yes. I love it.
Well, I think this is how it's going to go. I don't think retail is going to totally go away. I think what's going to happen is they're just going to have to resize. They're going to have to, the day of, the time of the mega clubs that we had in New York at one time where you had the mega club and it was like 2,000 and then, the city came knocking on them and got them shut down. And you have smaller venues. I think the same thing. The internet is kind of making people reevaluate the business model for a lot of these retail stores.
Right.
Retail stores could turn in just fitting rooms. Their whole place could be a fitting room, just a place to return items, because you just don't see it being the size of Walmart anymore, or the size of what's the other one, Kmart. Especially
Kmart
with the
has
economy,
closed a lot of their
the
stores
price for the square footage. Yeah. The square footage, the price of the square footage of some of these places is just too expensive, and a lot of these companies just saying, you know what, let's just strictly go online. So, have you ever heard of Amazon
Yes.
Go? Okay, well, what do you?
I haven't used it. I've heard of it. I'm not sure, what the opinion is on that. I don't. To me. And
I think
I love you, Amazon, but to me, Amazon is kind of like for people who are not willing to shop for a bargain. Like, I can go online and find some good deals, the same stuff on Amazon, and get it cheaper at another store. I don't want to knock Amazon at all.
This one is different. I think we're mixing it up. This is a new type of retail experience that they want to give to people. So Amazon Go is where you go into the store and there's nothing. You just pick up the items, put it into your bag, and it automatically debits your card. Or you put it into a cart and it automatically debits your card. You take it off the shelf, boom, instantaneous.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
It takes the money right off your card. If you don't like the product, you put it back on the shelf, and then it credits the money back onto your card. So there's no cashiers, there's no nothing. You just go in, take the items that you need, and leave through the front.
I'm not getting ready to do that.
That's Amazon Go. It's on.
Yeah, I'm not getting ready to do that. I'm not
What do
going
you
to the
think
store.
But hey,
I can shop online in my pajamas with my hair pulled up in a knot. I don't have to wear no makeup. You know what I mean? Just.
You know what? Now that you think about it, Amazon Go is a great idea. But if people could go online and buy their food and have it delivered to them, why even go into the store? Ooh, yeah, I just thought about that. That's kind of, Amazon was a great idea, but if you think about it, why do that? Because you have Fresh Direct, you have Peapod. Peapod is a company that's like Fresh Direct. You order your food online and you schedule it when you want it to come to your home. So if that's the case, and if that's what people would do,
right,
why even bother going into the store? I don't know, man. I think the future of retail may be the experience. I think the future of retail may be more about the experience than the actual product. If they can turn these spaces or just size them down, bring them down to half the size of what these mega chains are doing, and turn it into an experience rather than buying products.
Or maybe just make
I
it
think
seasonal,
that's what retail
because
will
a lot
turn
of
into.
the shopping,
Because
for people that I know that still, go to the mall or whatever, it's more about nostalgia. So they want to do their Christmas shopping at the mall. They want to do their Easter shopping, out and about, because you run into people from the community and things like that. People who haven't been in town because they no longer live in the area, so you get to see people that you haven't seen in a while. So that part of it I understand. Maybe if they do something seasonal, like, yeah, we're going to be open on Black Friday and that's it.
Part of the experience.
But I don't think that they're doing that bad to where they're going to be shutting down all of their stores. But you see, there are a great deal of big name stores that are, big chain stores that are just shutting down.
Well, but it's not just a big chain. The other side effect is when you have these big chains, like I went to a mall and like I've been to the West Wing, like I don't want to say West, I don't know what part of it, but there's a whole section of a mall that is just a ghost town because so many stores are closing down, or the reason why they said they opened up another mall and a lot of the stores, the traffic got moved to the mall that was down the way. So that's why, a part of the reason why that particular mall was like a ghost town. But because of the internet, I was reading online, because of the internet and how these major chains are closing, the major chains are closing in these malls, and what the deal is, the smaller stores have a deal with the mall to say, like, you know what, if these major chains are closing down, where are we going to get the foot traffic? So they have this deal where they can opt out of their contract, and now you just have these malls that are empty, and how the owners of these malls are going to do, how are they going to use the space now that all these stores are closing down? That's why I think if anybody decides to use these empty spaces, it's going to turn more into an experience than buying a product. And because you're going to have whole malls just empty, like 75% of them is just empty. You got to do something with the space. So you're either going to turn it into probably home living, or are you going to turn it more into an experience for people to go to and, I don't know, games or
I'm trying to think
leisure
about
or,
what types
or
of
something.
products
I don't know.
that people really don't purchase online. And I would say produce, but they're starting to be able to do that now. Where they're delivering fresh produce, but you can purchase it online and then basically just ride up to the store and you only have to get out of your car and they just bring it out to you.
Well, no, but like I said, here they have delivery services like
right, and they have like Grubhub or Uber Eats, yeah.
Grubhub, and you have Uber Eats. Look at that. Look at Uber Eats. Now you don't even have to worry about like big chains. Anybody can pick up the food any place, and I use Uber Eats all the time when I just want to get a quick bite. So it's like, you don't need to go outside. I mean, what you telling me that everybody gonna keep up in their homes and not step outside?
You know, that's just a convenience. You don't have to go. I mean, there are some people who love their retail therapy and they'll probably always go shop at the mall or at a department store. But nah, I'm not one of those people. My retail therapy can come in the form of the internet.
That being said, what is the third song that we got left?
Our third song, we have Monie Meeks from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Stallion.
What? Yeah, I saw that video. That was joint was tight. All right.
Give it to me like a stallion.
Jamaica, when we get together ain't nothing sweeter. Let's make love inside the speakers.
Okay, that was Monie Meeks from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, coming with this Stallion. All right, you know what it is. I love those two. So yeah, we out, folks. That's another show that we just banged out. So thanks for listening to us. It was extra long because it was getting into religion, and some people may like it longer. Some people may like it shorter. You just let us know. We'll hit you with an email so you could give us your thoughts and let us know how we can improve. That's what we're all here to do. Improve. Oh, and join Lyfeblood.com, man. If you got a passion, man, this is the place to do it. Build your network, practice dollar power philosophy, and trade dollars with each other per month, man. Build it up. We're gonna start a community. There's a whole lot more in store, so check it out, y'all. Thank you for listening. And Latasha, any words?
LK Mason signing out. Till next time.
Till next time, y'all. Thank you. All right, we out.
It's WPRD 98.3 GCOM Radio, powered by Lyfeblood.com for the global community. On the next go round, from right here to your time,
You already know.
we out.